where we're looking at how can organizations reposition themselves and what are some of the digital insights they also need to learn so that they can better reinvent the future and enable digital transformation in their respective businesses. Because what we've seen is that COVID-19 has really changed what has been defined as a new norm, and looking at how the changes have become. People are now working remotely, a lot of businesses have been disrupted, and they really need to rethink their models and embed digital technologies so as to be more relevant and more resilient. So the 3-day conference, it's all about that, building capacity and looking at how does the future look like pretty much, and how can businesses reinvent themselves, and how can they embody new digital skills, new digital technologies, and also reinvent their business models just to also be digital and to be effective for the future.
Well, of course, speaking about the future, this is the way to go, and it's just, businesses have no option but to adapt to the digital space. Do you think that as a country, our companies are prepared to do so?
I believe we are. Of course, COVID-19 has really been a very good learning point for us, and most of companies right now are actually looking at how to build capacity. So I think they're also looking at preparedness perspective. There's a lot of re-innovation that businesses actually need to do, because this is actually the light bulb moment that, you know what, there's a new norm that we have to adapt to. There's a new environment we need to also be more resilient just to still be able to serve our customers and to be also still be effective in that digital dispensation. So I do believe businesses now are actually at the cusps of change, and this is the perfect time basically to also be able now to look at that. Absolutely. So of course there's a promise of digital innovation, but also there's the peril, and these are the risks, and prominently like cyber risks. Because what we've seen is that we've had an uptick in terms of cybercrime, attempted breaches that's coming from a wide array of threat actors. And what businesses also need to do is just to be more resilient, is to fortify the defenses. And that is what we are saying. And we are laying a lot of emphasis of making sure that they also prepare themselves. And that is what it's all about, bringing professionals together, sharing trends and threats, threat intelligence, and also being able just to innovate and just to also look at how can they build better and more effective defenses.
It is my pleasure to join the ISACA board in this very, very important conference, where we discuss issues to do with the digital transformation and how we can all integrate data and information, not just in the public sector but also in the private sector, to ensure that when this data is analyzed, we can get information for proper decision making. Data that helps us look at the growth of our economy, data that helps us look at accountability, and data, of course, that assures us whether we are heading in the right direction. So it was my pleasure to join them and talk about the changes that we are doing also as an office, because as you know, with the digital and technology advancement in information systems, the Office of the Auditor General also has to keep pace to be able to audit these systems. And we are developing that capacity and that capability to ensure that we do work that resonates with what is happening on the ground. It is very, very critical for government not to be left behind in the digital space. As you know, the government is a major driver for economic growth. And for businesses to perform and to work efficiently in the private sector, they need the support of government services. They need the support of government laws and regulations to ensure that that space is open, it is transparent, but at the same time there is security of data, and especially personal data. So it's very, very critical that government is not left behind, and it's actually the driver for digital transformation in this country. And you can see the changes happening under the Ministry of ICT, under the various innovations in various organizations. We have seen e-citizens, we have seen iTax, all these digital transformations that are driving business in this country. iTax, very, very critical. And as an audit office, we have to use all the data and analyze it and ensure that we get proper results when it comes to audit.
President is and who the new board is. But mine now is to welcome you peacefully, and let's plan during this 3 weeks.
For that, and I think we can move into the introduction of our new none other than Anthony Muyoro. Anthony is a cybersecurity leader within the EY risk advisory practice and providing business-driven stuff. He has extensive experience in cyber risk advisory, cybersecurity strategy development, data security and privacy from Strathmore University, and a bachelor's degree in business information technology. He is a certified information systems auditor, certified with our president starting this year. So I would want to allow him to come across and
So one of the questions that I'd like to basically just anchor what I'm feeling that indeed things have now changed. It's not business as usual as it used to be. By a show of hands. Thank you. So that is basically is that the entities that are able to embrace digital technology and they're able to embrace and embody this digital DNA, of course, are going to have a greater advantage. They're more resilient.
At the end of the day, they are your workforce. You must utilize them. If they are demotivated, you must find a way of dealing with them. And they are very creative as well. So we need to tap whatever talents we have through them.
And we also have the eSIM service. Yeah. You can offer the moment. Okay.